Hey, what's up? Happy Black History Month. I'm Rollercoaster Rider.
Hi, I'm Kay.
And as you might have remembered from last year, where we reviewed movies uh, starring African Americans, where you're thinking, ooh, that might not have aged perfectly. We've got one that
It's not
is.
aged perfectly.
It's aged better than some other movies that we've seen. It's aged better than
Yep.
The Great White Hype or some other movies that we're going to review this, then another movie we're going to review this month. And we're talking about 1946's Song of the South. We do not have a DVD cover because Disney has not released this on DVD in North America. However, in Europe and Asia, it has been released on VHS and on DVD, and it has been released in theaters several times, including obviously when it came out in 1946, and also in the late 80s to coincide with Splash Mountain, which takes the Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and Brer Bear parts of Song of the South. And originally it was going to be called the Zippity Doo Run.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, it's not. I can see why Disney might not be extremely happy with this movie. Uh, I'll get into that later. Do you want to talk about the story or the plot, if you remember it?
Well, it was a mom, a wife, a
Yeah.
father, and the son
Mm-hmm.
going to visit, I believe, her mom at the plantation.
Yeah.
And I believe they were from Atlanta or somewhere close to Atlanta. They took a train to Atlanta or to a certain
I
point.
thought they were on stagecoach,
Well,
or if they were on a horse or something.
they were in a buggy.
Oh yeah, that's
But I
right, horse and buggy.
believe
Yeah.
they took the train to a certain point that was closer to there.
And then the kid who has weird facial expressions, like half the time he looks like this.
He was a kid, not sure of what was going on.
Yeah, but he had a lot of weird facial expressions. Every time I saw it, it's like it kind of took me out.
Okay, whatever.
Um. So
This
then,
isn't,
so,
from the 40s. What do you
yeah.
want?
Uh, I've even seen movies from like the 50s that, well, the movie we saw next we're going to review next came from 1970, and this movie is better than that.
Okay.
Or wait,
Don't give any hints. Come on.
is it 1970? Might be.
Let's
I don't
just
know how
talk
it's.
about the movie, okay?
So anyway, the kids finds Uncle Remus hanging out, being happy and talking about Brer Rabbit. Um this is where the famous zippity doo dah, zippity a. I'm not gonna continue singing cause I want to be monetized. Yay, 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 public domain. If Disney won't release this, they can't sue me.
Okay.
I improvised that.
I think so.
So the kid is like, hey, what's up with tell me about this Brer Rabbit story. And so he reveals one of the three stories.
He revealed one.
The first one was about Brer Rabbit wanting to leave, and then it's the punch.
Like leave, run
Yeah,
away.
leave his troubles behind, and basically the message is if you're trying to leave to escape your problems will follow you.
In which they did with Bear Rabbit.
Mm-hmm. Brer, not bear.
Brer, sorry, Brer.
Bear, fox, bear, rabbit.
Bear aspirin. Yeah.
Beth Bears.
Brer. Okay. Anyway,
So that's the first story. Then the son finds out that his father has to go to, is it Atlanta?
hmm has to go back to work.
Yeah.
So he wasn't going to stay with his mom and himself.
Uh, so then, uh, Uncle Remus tells him and his friend.
Well, the first story was just with him.
Yeah. The second story is with him and his friend.
Right.
And that's the one about how it uses like reverse psychology. It's like, oh no, don't make me go in the briar patch. You'd better not make me go in the briar patch. And then Brer Fox says, I know what I'll do. I'll make you go in the briar patch. And then Brer Rabbit is okay because he was born in the briar patch.
Yep, one of those things.
He was born there. Uh, then they use reverse psychology when there's a bully with a
But
dog.
Connie was her name, right?
I thought it was
The
with a
little
guy
girl?
at this time.
The little girl gave him a puppy,
Yeah,
and then they were coming to take the puppy back. And the two brothers, he used the reverse psychology
yeah.
on
Weren't
them.
they supposedly gonna like hurt the puppy or something?
Right, they said that they were going to throw it in the creek or something.
Yeah. And then when they do the reverse psychology, it doesn't work the best. So that's when Uncle Remus is like deemed bad because he's telling these stories. Which that's pushing the blame on somebody else.
Hmm.
So he tries his so Uncle Remus so the mother tells Uncle Remus like stay away
Well,
from him.
first she says, don't tell him any more stories. And then she says, just stay away from him. So then Uncle Remus was going to leave. And then the little boy was chasing towards the end. The little boy was chasing Uncle Remus in the horse and buggy, and he crossed the
No, you're
pasture.
forgetting about something.
What?
You're forgetting about the kid's birthday party.
Yeah,
That was before this.
yeah.
So, then the kid tries to help the girl who she's not quite a love interest, but you could see how it could be a future love interest, right?
Okay.
You didn't
Yes.
see that?
Yes, yes. They were holding hands. They were skipping. They were running.
Yeah, it was like she's not quite a love interest, but she's a friend. And then Uncle Remus, uh, helps him and the girl when he sees that the two boys are like picking on him.
Hmm.
So then he, against his mother's wills, or against the mother's will, tells one more story about the ha 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 the laughing place.
Hmm.
And one thing I do want to say about the animated segments, uh, they don't exactly feel quote like Disney esque, so to speak. They feel more like Tex Avery style, like during his time at MGM Cartoons, like his Droopy and Slappy Squirrel
Mm,
and
could be, yeah.
or no Screwball Squirrel. Sorry, and various like the fast paced wackiness that he would do. Okay,
Hmm.
so whenever this I'll get to that later. So then anyway, now we go to the part that you were talking about.
Where Uncle Remus was going to leave
Yeah.
because he didn't feel welcome there anymore.
Mhm.
And then the little boy he went into the pasture where the bull was, and he was wearing red, and the bull chased him and
Kind of conked him over his head.
yep, kind of scooped
Yeah.
him up and knocked him down. And then they brought him in, and then all of a sudden the father shows up.
And the neighborhood, well, let's go hold on. He's then back at the plantation or mansion or whatever.
Right.
And then he's talking, or the kid is talking, and he's saying like Uncle Remus, and
He
so
kept calling for Uncle Remus.
then Uncle Remus tells him a story we've already heard. Not the Laughing Place story. Was it the 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 Briar Patch story?
I don't remember. I thought all four of them were different.
He only told three stories, I thought.
Mm.
The
But
Run
see,
Away
the
from Your
father,
Troubles, the
he
Briar
brought
Patch,
no, no
and
you're
the
getting no.
Laughing
Wait a
Place.
minute.
That's three.
He came back from Atlanta with his father.
And then he
So his father went in, and then he still kept calling for Uncle Remus, Uncle Remus.
oh, okay.
So
Then
excuse me.
he was able to come back to life. He was never really dead, but he was like
Dazed, he had
Uncle
fever, he was
Remus.
in and out of it, conscious, unconscious, yes. So he thought he caused Uncle Remus to leave. And then he wanted Uncle Remus to. No, he still wasn't conscious when the father said, asked for the story to be read. And then he
Or
told,
told.
yes, then he told the story. And then that's when the little boy became conscious again.
And then it ends with um
All three of them.
minus the two bullies
Right. So it
all
was
singing.
the one boy
Yeah,
from the
his
plantation.
friend,
Yes. And then
and the
Connie
girl.
or whatever her name was,
Yeah,
right? And then and then he were, then they were skipping
he were,
up.
she were, be were, two were,
Yes, they were
we were.
skipping up the road singing.
Zippity doo dah.
Yep. And
And
then Uncle
then
Remus heard them, and then he's like, then he
no,
sees
you're
Briar Rabbit,
Brer Rabbit.
Bear,
He
Brer,
sees the rabbit,
the bear, the
not.
fox.
Oh,
No,
he doesn't see the bear or the
no,
fox. Just the
not yet.
rabbit.
Yeah. And he's like,
And then he
"Is that
sees.
you, Bear Rabbit?"
And then he sees Mr. Bluebird, and so they all kind of like laugh as they're kind of walking into the sunset, and it kind of has a sweet ending. Yeah.
Ah.
This is gonna be the tough one because it's gone through a lot of controversy, but
Just say it.
it should be released. It should be released
But they
on
don't want to, so you
it.
can't make them.
It still, I think, should be released because I think that if the movie came out on VHS in like the 70s or 80s, like most VHS tapes were, and then it quietly came out on DVD in the 2000s, or if it was like a bonus feature with another movie, then it would have experienced a lot less. It would have experienced a lot less controversy, and it would have been totally fine to release it, because if it was okay to be released in theaters in the 80s, when it was made in the 40s and it was controversial then, but it was okay to be released in the 80s then, I think it should be released. Like there's a there's a
You're dragging
documentary
this out.
there's a
Just
documentary
say
called
it.
Walt or there's a documentary Disney released called Walt and El Grupo, where it was basically a travelogue about Walt Disney going to Mexico and Central and South America for stories. And the reason why I saw it was because it included an unedited cartoon of Goofy smoking
Ooh.
that was deleted from that theatrical release of like Saludos Amigos, I think. So is it controversial? I could see that, but I don't know if I don't. It's not. I don't think it's from a place of intentional hatred or anger. At no point really during 98% of this movie was Uncle Remus treated treated badly, treated down, treated differently, ignored, insulted, or offended. At least not that I noticed.
They weren't treated like slaves.
But, well, yeah. But this was quote unquote after the Civil War, wasn't it? But yeah, I've seen other stuff that it's like way more offensive, and that's been fine. I think it's because of the Disney name that Disney doesn't want to release this. Maybe if they released it under like Touchstone or uh I don't know, one of their other film divisions, it might be a little bit better.
But if you want to see it, you're going to probably have to download it
You're gonna
and
have to look it
watch
up
it.
on YouTube.
Okay? So let's
What
just
is
move
your
on.
what is your thought about the movie?
I thought I've seen it before. I thought when I was younger I saw it before.
You might
Um,
have.
it was an okay movie. You know,
Yeah.
there wasn't much plot, but,
It
you know,
was it was kind of like Mary Poppins.
true, I guess.
I wonder if anyone's ever made that comparison.
Hmm. Probably not. So, if you're really interested in seeing it and that song gets in your head, just like Harper Valley PTA, well, then you might as well just
Harper
look up.
Valley PTA
Yeah, that was a movie. You might as well just look them both up
coming soon.
and watch them both. Okay? Okay.
Uh, yeah. 1 second. Kay, talk a little bit while I say what's coming up next.
What's coming up next? I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
join us next time when we review a Wayne's Brothers movie.
Oh, boy.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye. Subscribe. Oh, and if you subscribe to me, I'll subscribe back. Let's both get to 1,000, okay? Thumbs up.
Bye.